Hello friends from Realshare Gang, Tharies here, and welcome back to a bit of a leak extravaganza from your one and only doting leak king himself. But before we get into it, if you could do a teeny tiny little favour and click that subscribe button. We're trying to get to 10k by the end of the year, and I honestly believe that with your support, we can make it happen. But with that said, it's time to reveal today's competition winner. For those of you who don't know, I've been getting people to create their own Doctor Who leak thumbnails to basically feature in these videos. And today's winner comes from Ryan Who. We can see there it says WTF, Tharies is a leak, with my face on a leak, with leak in big letters. This is a very accurate thumbnail. This is not too far from a thumbnail that I would actually post. So great job, Ryan Who. This one gave me a good chuckle, especially with my face on the leak. So well done there. If you want your thumbnail to be featured in a video, be sure to send it to tharies21@gmail.com and it will be featured in the next leak video. But with that said, let's get into the topics of today. First up on the agenda is this one called New Doctor Who Rumours. Hi, I don't work for the BBC, I haven't seen the scripts. I don't have drinks with Chris Chibnall down the pub after he's finished for the day. Oh, that's a shame. You know, I wonder what Chris Chibnall drinks. He strikes me as the sort of guy that would like whiskey. He strikes me as a whiskey type of guy. But I do pick up bits and pieces of info, sometimes from people I know, sometimes from other sites. This isn't going to be a long post all about every detail of the new series because I don't know anything much. Like many of you, I've heard about the Sontarans and Weeping Angels, but that's about it. But I have heard one rumour, or combination of several that fit together, concerning the 14th Doctor, the one who will come on after Jodie Whittaker leaves. What I have heard is this. Whittaker decides that this series would be her last, but this was before the pandemic. There are claims she changed her mind due to circumstances brought about by COVID, but I believe if she does stay, it won't be for more than a few episodes, maybe only a couple of Series 14. Now, this is interesting because it would confirm that Jodie isn't leaving in Series 13. Series 13 will still technically be her last series, but it's looking like it could be, if this rumour is true, similar to what David Tennant had, where he had Series 4, and then he had the series of specials the following year, which aren't considered their own series. So his last series was Series 4 technically, but he doesn't technically leave in Series 4, if that makes sense. Which I could believe, honestly, because I think at the very least we're gonna get the final Dalek story, the final Dalek special, to complete this sort of Dalek trilogy that I think Chibnall's been setting up. But yeah, I could believe this happening. It's interesting that a lot of people are saying that it's happening at the end of Series 13, but I think actually it happening slightly after is a bit more likely, but you can still sort of say that she left technically in Series 13 as it was her last. There have been auditions taking place for a while for new Doctor, only actresses have been seen so far. To my knowledge, which limited, BBC have yet to cast the new Doctor. It seems they are open to many established names, and Asian, black and white actresses have been seen, I think. Now, this would fit with the other leak that talks about the 14th Doctor also being female in the same vein as the 13th Doctor. And we know that one of Chibnall's conditions for taking on the role was that he got to cast a female Doctor. So it would make sense for him to carry on that mantra into his next incarnation logically if he is staying on. Obviously there's been rumours of him leaving, but I just don't think they're going to happen. I don't want to throw any random names out like others do. Heard several but no confirmation on any of them. Some that are talked about over and over, Michaela Cole for example, have never been mentioned in the conversations I've had. Again, I feel like Michaela Cole is just mentioned because she's popular and she's in I Made a Story, which is a popular show. But yeah, I feel like anyone who's in a vaguely popular TV show is being mentioned in relation to the next Doctor. Not that this means anything either way. One thing seems consistent, that they look for actresses in the 30s. This has been mentioned by a number of people. Okay, so they're sticking to the same age range as Jodie, which makes sense, I guess. I think I might like to see someone maybe a slightly older, maybe in her 40s or 50s, just like maybe contrast Whittaker, because I think it'd be nice to have a difference between the two, because if you have one in their 30s and another in their 50s, that's two very similar Doctors age-wise right next to each other. Like if you look at Matt Smith and Peter Capaldi, there's a massive difference there. And then obviously David Tennant and Matt Smith, there was a bit of a difference there. There's about 10 years difference, I think. So yeah, I think it would be nice to have a slightly older Doctor, or maybe even go younger, maybe like 20s. I just think there needs to be a bit of a difference rather than having like the same basic age being considered. But what do I know? That's it. No, compared to other posts, you see this is probably underwhelming, but I thought I would put it out there. I gotta be honest, because it's so simple and because it's so, as the poster puts it, underwhelming, this one I can believe being true more than some of the others, because it seems more likely than a lot of the others do. The next one is called Series 13, Facts and Lies. The leaks have been coming out fast regarding Series 13 of Doctor Who. I never wanted to be a leaker myself, but I think it's time to clear some things up. The majority of these leaks are false. While some of the information you have been given is the truth, as the upcoming announcement for a spin-off show, I've not heard anything about an upcoming announcement for a spin-off show, so I don't know where you're getting your leaks from. But I've basically covered all of these, and none of them have said about an announcement of a spin-off show. I've heard rumblings about a Torchwood Series 5, but yeah, nothing concrete really, and they're not really coming from Reddit as far as I can tell. They're more coming from the fact that BBC 3 was recently revived, and with that came a lot of speculation about a potential Torchwood revival, but nothing concrete. So yeah, I'm not really sure where that's coming from. As well as the death of character John Bishop. Yeah, this one was covered in another one of the leaks. The reason I made this account is to spread the truth, was because these lies are creating false expectations and hopes for the upcoming series. I hope this clears things up, and I hope these lies stop from here on out. Many thanks, Associate of the BBC. Now, look, I am not saying that these things are true. This person could very much be right that a lot of other things are false. But, to be fair, anyone on Reddit can say that they're an associate of the BBC. Just because you say you're an associate of the BBC at the end, doesn't mean that we have any more of a reason to believe you over anyone else. So yeah, just because this guy says that he works for the BBC, doesn't automatically mean that he's more valid than any of the others, because a lot of the others have said that they're associated with the BBC. But the final leak we're talking about today is something of a slightly different vein, and I knew that I was going to talk about this eventually. So, footage recently surfaced of Evil of the Daleks test animation on YouTube. Now, we don't know whether this is for an official thing or a fan project, but it seems very detailed and very specific to be a fan project. I'm taking the majority of screenshots here from Josh Nair's video, because the actual footage of the Evil of the Daleks test animation has been privated, which is very suspicious, almost like it's not meant to be out there. Of all the leaks I've talked about, this one is like the one with most to go on, because we've actually got screenshots of an alleged Evil of the Daleks animation. I gotta be honest, and this is me personally, I'm not a big fan of the animation style that they go with for these. I appreciate that the animations are out there, because it means you're going to experience classic stories that are missing in a visual format. But I'm not a big I've never been a big fan of the animation style personally. But Evil of the Daleks is one of the few Dalek stories I haven't seen to its completion, because obviously it's missing, and I've never really been a big fan of reconstructions, so I would be happy if this was a thing to happen. And to be honest, Evil of the Daleks seems like the inevitable next one to do. It's a Dalek story, it's one of only 2 Dalek stories that Troughton had, so yeah, logically this one would make sense to do. But let me know what you guys think about any of the leaks we've discussed in this bumper leak video. Thank you for watching, and I will see you later.